Hey, we love who we love. We love who we love. Like, come on. Love who you love. Okay. So, who I know that is frustrated with me. I'm yeah, I just don't like to play. Okay. Okay. So, I'm live and on. I'm live. It is uh afternoon, a little bit afternoon. I'm here on I just now coming on. I was live actually in where was I live? I live this channel, just a different live, and it was through the studio. So and um what do you call it? I have wonderful retention, but I have to go live on this one because for a whole nother type of experience. So yeah, so this one is to get me this other experience where you all come like flooding in. So hopefully they won't be too bothered or upset with me today. Okay, so hopefully they're not going to be too upset and they'll just like reach out to me. But yeah, something just wasn't right. I mean, I could tell. I was like, trying to ride in on some of my energy. I'm like, I just couldn't play today. I couldn't sugarcoat it today. I'd had enough. So yeah. Anyway, I said what I said. hmm But anyway, so today is a very good day. Um, and we are now in the second half. I said I would do half of it, I would do through studio. The other half I would do for you all views. Hi, we were in the studio. It was same channel, but the studio version. So now I'm saying hi to you in the vertical form. That's the. I know I should have did the. I did it backwards. I should have invited you all first through this way, come back on, or like give the put the link, then switch it over. Same channel. I don't know why it works that way. Where I'm America. I'm an American psychic, American prophet. You know what that means, right? American prophet. If you, this is funny. This is funny. What I'm gonna say. American prophet means a prophet with a Second Amendment right, and first and Second Amendment right. All the rights, of course, but First and Second Amendment rights. So that's what American psychic means. American prophet means American whatever it is, a mystic, spiritualist, put American in front of it. So yeah. I want, yeah, be a gas. Yes. Yeah. No endangered prophets here. No psychics eating crow here. None of that. And my clients are now getting back with me. They give me all the love in the world. Oh my gosh. They're just they're getting so many opportunities. I was making fun. I was like, oh my gosh, uh, like like it's like reading after reading, congratulations after congratulations. Like they're telling me what's going on. I'm like, oh boy, like all the blessings. Oh my gosh, I'm turning green. I'm that green emoji where he's bleh, bleh, all the blessings that I'm listening to. So yeah, all my clients are so blessed. So yeah, my clients are blessed, and like they're like like some of them are like getting gifts, like they're getting compensated, but with that they're also getting gifts. Um, it says political. Oh yeah, where are you from politically? I've always, ever since I was age 18, I've always, okay. So when I was young and I was asked about certain things, I always felt drawn to Republican Party. I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't understand why, and I always thought that President Lincoln was Democrat. They always kind of pitched him as Democrat. And I couldn't understand for the life of me, like, what's so wrong with the penny? And, things like that. But then I come to realize I just naturally had it right. It's, like what they say, not everyone is born with a good book, but sometimes universe writes it in your heart. So I always so when I got my driver's license and they said, so what's your affiliation? I said, which one? Your affiliation. I said Republican. And the person said, are you sure? I've been asked, are you sure? Occasionally, so many times. I didn't even think nothing of it. I was like, yeah, it better have an R on there, you know, and or I might not be a donor, and I exercise a lot. Take care of my body. You won't get that lung if you don't put. If I look and there's no, if it doesn't say R on there, well, it wouldn't be on. I don't think it's on your on the face, but yeah. So I've always, but then years later, I discovered that wait a minute, Lincoln is Republican. He's always been he went from the Whig Party, and then it switches over into Republican Party. So, and by the way, he was young when he started. He was like 17. He was like 22, and then he maintained his stance even with all his the privileges afforded him. He maintained his political stance, until upon him being martyred. So, yeah. So I'm so happy to say I don't know how I made the right decision all the time. I never ever voted any other way. Now, do I agree with no, I believe in critical thinking. So there's certain things that like I believe wrong is wrong. And yeah, and I'll be honest with you. I'm having a really great time right now. Like this is okay. So when I was working really hard when Obama was in. I was just working really hard, right? And I was okay with that. But then when Trump came in, I had big contract. The very same day that he was impeached, my contract was broken. And then when the very same day when he is reinstated, I got a brand new contract that was bigger than any contract I've ever had in my life. So I okay. Another thing is, I'm like every time I'm on like scrolling through TikTok and I like moving about the social medias, I noticed, I hate to say this, I noticed that in the last administrations, like uh other groups of people always like it was always a race thing, like race this, race that, race bait. They mad race this and just discrimination this and that. I've not heard none of that since over these past 6 months. I've not heard none of that. Only heard only from people who their position relies like they because they are like some kind of representative and they are other and they are Democrat and so putting in puzzles pieces together. I'm putting in the puzzles. So I think I'm just naturally and also I'm naturally I would say conservative. I'm a psychic though. Trust and believe. I am a psychic and I do believe that like, for example, I believe that a man and a man can be together. I believe a woman and a woman can be together. I believe that people can kind of do what they want. I think that, if man and woman, if they want to, kind of like, figure it out and meet different partners, I'm okay with that. I work with them even. Um, um, but with my critical thinking lets me know that obviously men and women get together and they procreate and they raise wonderful family, beautiful families because I match them up. In fact, the husband and wife contact me and ask me if they're pregnant yet. So I'm like, can't you just go to the clinic and you get 99.9 accuracy? They're like, I want you to do it. Then they call me back and say, guess what? We're pregnant. And I celebrate with them. So you see what I'm saying? I but when it comes, especially when it comes, oh, okay, or when I've begun connecting with Republican, I'm gonna be honest with you, I always thought that Democrats worked like rolled up their sleeves and worked really hard. I thought Republicans were about money. So yeah. So I was always somehow associate Republicans with money. And right now, it's kind of hard not to. It kind of is like it's a perfect fit. The personality for the current administration is about money and business. Hmm. Oh yeah. Well, I don't need to give my number. I don't need to give my phone number. You don't need to give me your phone number either. Yeah, I can actually only I can use an app so that we no longer have to exchange numbers. So you don't have to. You don't need my number. Which country? Bye. So which country? Yeah, the country I said the first time. Obviously through my dialogue. Yes. Yeah. Mm, um. So yeah. I don't want anybody. So, um, yeah. So I think that like particularly like uh, okay, like men, ladies, can you just step back? Even if you're a lady and you're a man, lady, can you please step back for a second? Men, males, you have to respect. I don't care if I walk in here with pink ribbons in my hair. I don't care if I have on a shirt that has flowers on it. If I say I'm not interested, you need to respect that I'm not interested. It doesn't matter when the lights go out, doesn't matter. We're all nocturnal beings. It does not matter if we're all social beings. It does not matter if I wouldn't care if I was isolating myself and you saw literally with your eyes that I am on the path of self defeat. If I say I'm not interested, you need to back away. Don't give me no words. Don't give me no sermon from your Bible. Don't give me any information. Just back up and let me be, and take it elsewhere. You guys, you men, you males, you need to be able to accept rejection. You need to accept rejection. In a way, I'm sort of happy that you get this next 3.5 years of getting accustomed to other people also being able to decide, like you say, I don't want to sleep with, like, you don't want to sleep with women. Great. Well, not all men, even men who are, if I'm wearing flowers on my shirt, we don't have to sleep with you. You're lucky. Look, we go out. We learn to accept you. We admiring you. We're listening to your music. We watching your beauty product. And we getting in conversations going on your podcast. But you're like you're playing the worst sides of the women. Women, we don't. I don't want like I don't want to be a woman's female. I don't want to be her John, or her sidekick. I don't want to be her sidekick. I don't want gay men, males. I don't want to be your sidekick. I don't want to be your come here. I don't want to. I don't want. I don't want to be your what do you call it? I don't want to be your Johnny. I don't want to be that. Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm being nice. I'm being nice. I mean, it's kind of like it's like energy's right there, and I've been feeling it. So just before before it gets nasty, I just want to just like make because sometimes we just don't know. We're unaware, and I hope if ever I'm doing something that's whack, that somebody like hey. That's not cool what you're doing and kind of point it out to me, I'd be grateful. So I'm just being nice, be with the ladies, sit with the ladies, and do all that. But be also, like the ladies, be respectful, So, yeah. Not everybody wants that, but you want, and that's okay. And let that be okay. Like you being you is we say, okay, it's okay. We'll even fight for, defend it. We'll defend you. That's your right. But just also, please respect my no. Thank you. Okay, so moving on from that, I ain't gonna dwell on it too much. It's just been kind of weighing on it's been kind of like sitting there, and I'm like, I gotta say this again. So I'm just saying it now. Let's go ahead and get it out the way. Yeah, but I like to hang out, and there's nobody who make a drink like you all, particularly the ones that are who are bartenders. That's so mean. Like all the like gay men who are bartenders, they're the keeps. They're the keeps. Keep them around. I know there's nobody. Yeah, I love the drinks. Yep, I love all the drinks. Yeah, line them up. But I also like the ladies. The lady, there's a drink that it was actually a woman. She was like a bit of a dancer and female. She introduced me to a drink that tastes just like cake. It was a drink, but it tastes exactly like cake. And she got it for me for my birthday. It was happened to be my birthday, and I was celebrating. I had gone there. It's like, yeah, it's my birthday. It's like, come on, we're gonna take a shot. And we had it. It was like, what? She didn't tell me what it's gonna taste like. I thought it was gonna be just like, we just getting me a regular shot. And they brought it on a silver tray and everything. And I took that shot with her, and I was like, this tastes like cake. I was done. I was so done. Kind of like it was a little bit of thing. It was like a shot like that. It was like this is the best thing that anyone's ever done for me. So you never know, right? So women, females are full of surprises. I was pretty shocked. Yeah, she had me every which way at that moment. From that point, like, yeah, that was too cool. And yeah, but anyway, so I'm keeping it lighthearted. It's just that hmm I'm nothing to play with. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we can skip that. We can go move into other conversations as well. So right now, I'm actually working. I'm answering calls. They're gonna be a little. That I mean, we kind of threw each other's energy off because they thought they were gonna test me. I rejected it, and it was like it was a call, it was per minute. But there's this guy that keeps contacting me, and he asks the same question over and over, and of course, it's starting to, like what do you call, like, push buttons. And the question is phrased as, um, I'm here for a relationship question. Like I said, so hi, I'm here. I already know his voice. So I'm like pretending like, oh hi, how are you doing? And which I, grew young, and I was so, and I could, it gave me, I'm young again, and I feel like he's creeping on me, and then I'm like, look. So without saying, I recognize you, bro. Like, just like what type. So I just politely said, well, I don't know if I'm not sure if we're connecting. If you like explained like do you know like what type of relationship you're looking for? Because he already reached out to me like more than five occasional times, and I was just being polite. He was like for relationship, I'm here for relationship. So it's like enough's enough. I'm like, okay, first of all, what type of relationship? Of course, I already looked. By the way, not looking for a serious relationship. He's not ready to settle down. I was looking into. That's the thing. I read people as they are. He could actually move into a relationship and become lasting long term, but he doesn't want that. But then he's giving me the feeling like like he's a bit creepy. So I had to like kind of be a little little without saying, hey, look, you keep asking me the same question, I've given you my answers, what you should do, why haven't you done it yet? Instead of just saying like that, or like, do you have any other questions but that one, or now that you would have already opened up with the person, like, or is there a specific person, somebody new that you want me to check out? Because I mean, I'm not forcing anyone into a relationship if they don't want one. You don't have to have one. So I'm like thinking, well, you already know what that person wants. They're serious. Do you want to know, like what they're open to? Want to know a little bit more about them? But he was like, no, I just want to hear what you have to say. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna return to sender on that one. Yeah. So that's pretty much how that went. So in other words, they're gonna be frustrated with me for an hour or so, which I don't mind. I was needing a break anyway before they called the first time because I had just completed a lovely reading. So yep, and so yeah, people like they always be doing this creepy thing. So I had a lovely reading, like oh hi, and then all of a sudden, somebody who don't even belong, like I call them passerbys, like souls that should have kept on walking, and in your face, you know, and all I think of is bad breath. I'm like, oh, I like go away, or somebody annoying. Somebody comes on wearing Dior. That's only something name brand, right? They're wearing Gucci, and then like you're like outside and the fire pit's going, and they in their dress and they're leaning over and they're saying, and you were the and you've got company and you're like, and a stranger leaning, hey, can I get $5? And you're like, can somebody like hit you with a billy club? Like, are you doing in the middle of Beverly Hills asking for $5, and you look like like you just come out of corporate, like like he's people you have to like people who get around. They need to realize, look, they're not the only ones that people are interested in. I'm not taking anything away from them. Look, I know that people obviously are interested. I'm saying they're not the only people. Like, oh, you think that person you're with is like, check me out, and like, go away. Like, you don't even want to like have to even address that. Like, stay away. If I'm with somebody, just butt out. Unless you see something, say something. But when you see something, it's not yours. Don't claim it. Like back up. You weren't like you're not invited. You're a stranger, and you come out of nowhere, and you're trying to connect with some type of familia. And who does that? And so yeah, oh, I hate that. And obviously I'm talking about California. But yeah, there was that kind of feeling. Like the person is dude, he's like give me that kind of vibe. I'm like, I'm pretty used to it though, because I've been me for a long time. I'm used to physically like prying people's hands off of me. I'm used to it. I can do it. That's why I generate so pure. That's because I've never I'm not dialed in. I didn't let anybody nothing connect with me, and every time it tries to land, I'm like I take the weed eater, and I get rid of it right away. But I had already decided this when I was so young ago. When I was young, that I just wasn't gonna. I'm not. My energy is not for all, and I'm not community. I am not community first. I'm very much like, I finally got it to where I could focus on my clients. I'm like, oh, that's all I want. All I need is my clients. And I like to look soul deep, and let my light shine out and be where exactly where I'm supposed to be. Doing psychic readings. I'm supposed to be doing things in a spiritual space. But yeah, people try to connect with my energy. People try to connect with my energy in the wrong way, and they're just not welcome. I just don't welcome that in my path, and no one should be telling me. If you paid attention to what I was saying earlier, no one should be saying, "But you need it." Like, well, who's talking to you anyway? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting here by myself. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting here by myself, and if this shirt has dozens of holes in it. If I said I'm not, and well, I could do better than if I say no. You have to receive. men who are, in the orientations of men, loving men, men, males, you need to accept when it don't matter if if I'm here pretending straight, and you know full on well that I dip and dabble, but if I specifically am turning you away, you need to figure out a way of accepting rejection. Like you talk about males not getting mad or not being able to uh, handle rejection from females, but also remember you too also have to be able to accept anyone's no. It doesn't be a heterosexual male, a gay heterosexual presenting male. It doesn't matter what that guy, what's going on with his affiliation or what his interests are. It doesn't matter. If he said no, especially if he's American, if he's American, he only should need to say no one time. He should only have to tell you once. I mean, it should be universal, but let's start somewhere. We can start here. We can start home. So we can start right at home. If someone says no the first time, let them be. Let them be alone then. That's fine. Let them stay busted. Let them stay busted, broken, dusty. Let them stay Nicholas. Let them say wanting on the grind, throughout every holiday. Let them stay unto themselves. If they say no, say, I heard you loud and clear. I won't bother you no more. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not looking for friendship. But I was just wanting to see if you know, we was on something. Okay, you wrote. I said I'm not interested in particularly this one. You know, you're so polite that you accept my no. Hey, you're not so bad, and I hope you find the one who is interested. Okay, all right. And then of course that goes for women. You already know I'm not lesbian, so And heterosexual, you already know I'm nobody's secret. I'm over here trying to say it, so don't be coming here trying to create me isolations and trying to get into some kind of psychology with. Don't do that. I am under, like, I got celebrity people like I'm at the ceiling, and I've got big ideas here. My channel is growing all by itself. Let me do my thing. Just let me be. From time to time, come say hi though. Come check up on me though. Cause you come check in with me, but like, keep it, but like be cool though. Be cool. But so yeah, so that's all to that conversation. Yeah, don't be in my chat box, asking for my number. We don't need to exchange numbers or nothing like that. Okay? And anyway, you shouldn't, no one should be giving their number out online. No one should be telling people exactly like where they are, even though I'm in the north, in the beautiful state of North Dakota. So don't come over here messing around. Yeah, because if you mess around, they will put you right on out of town, okay? Quickly. So yeah, don't do that. And besides, they run also drills. That's why there's nobody over here trying nothing, because they run drills all throughout the day. Like neighbors, buzz, 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 what? And then you in now you got five people on you in the middle of and they doing flips, and you in a gunfight. So not a knife fight. So like just they have to read about you. So I heard pow, pow, pow. And you're like, oh, somebody shot. Yeah, there was an altercation. Hmm. Somebody was playing around. Uh-huh. Yeah. And that's both women and men. So yeah, that's both women and men. Yeah. Yeah, she shot him. Yeah, she shot him. What did he do? So yeah, yeah, I love North Dakota. It's it's beautiful. I love it. I love the weather. I love the I love the cold. I also love a lake. So we have a lake. So yeah, be very busy. Um, Retiree type of place. Um, and nobody bothers you for the most part. Once they checked you out, okay, you good, all right, you good. They'll check up on you from time to time, but not like in a crazy way where you're like, I wish these people leave me alone. Like like it could be like 8 months, and they like, they in their own way, people will, will be neighborly, will check in, like how you doing? All right, well, thank you for the conversation. I'm gonna step in for a bit. Mm, So, yeah. Great place for me to come in and write. So that's my intentions on, definitely, want to be in my writing. So I love writing. I'm just not disciplined to write. I do have published material. I published poems and books where it was featured in the book. So my poetry that are in actually in the front of the books, and of course, I was sent a copy, but two of them people took them from me, and then and then the last one I gave to my first manager, who was a male. So I put it on his bookshelf. I say, yeah, it'll be safe here. Um, so I lost all three eventually. And they love for me to write. So the company that I work with now, yeah, well, I guess they connect through writing. This one, it's they must be really burnt. I just kind of knew. I knew something was up. I just knew like they were gonna come messing about. I just kind of knew. This just kind of happened. I'm like, bro, like, don't come over here messing with me, yo. You don't come here messing around, messing with me, yo. Don't. It's like I'm going to anyway. I'm like, bro. Hey, what am I? Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm thinking. Why am I? I'm up here looking for my studio. I forgot. You all don't let me on my studio. Yeah. So y'all know I love you very much. Besides all that, with all that said, I love you very much, and I do. 55 views. I'm working on it. I'm working on growing. The channel. Um. Yeah. So yeah, lots of good things happening, transpiring. Um, uh, yeah, my dad was right. Listen to your dad. If you have a dad or father figure, remember someday you're gonna be like, Dad was right. Listen to your dad, bro. Listen to your dad. Nothing wrong with moms, but the dad was like, look, my dad love the idea like you definitely gonna have to like look out for yourself. You're not gonna be able to do what you're gonna be wondering like, why do guys, yeah, they already put it on there, already put that out there, and they said, well, I ain't, I'm gonna raise you strong, so you're gonna defend. You're going to pick up something and go ahead and knock them out. You're just gonna have to just do it. Okay. You're like, okay. And you know that regardless, I love you anyway. So I don't know what happened from those conversations to what y'all got going on today. But like I didn't have that. They were like, they don't care who it felt. If you fell in love with Peter or Peter, doesn't, we don't care. Do they love you? Yeah. Do they respect you? Yeah. Do they take care of you? Yes. You love them? Yes. Okay. That's all we need to know. Are they treating you being good to you? Yeah. Okay. You're okay then. So I never. That's the way it was explained to me. It wasn't. Yeah. Before it was. This was even heard of. I guess now. Now they're like having these conversations of like, like parents not accepting you because of, who you like or who you love or, things like that. Or like it's a big deal, like socially. Like it wasn't a big deal. Kind of like with cussing. I was allowed to cuss at 10. I was given full permissions. But I couldn't like cuss frivolously. I had to cuss like the educated people cuss. Like when they like an educator cuss, they it's a purposeful reason why they say a cuss word in a sentence. So I could say it in a sentence. I just couldn't be like I couldn't be ignorant with it. Mhm. So so guess what happens? I didn't cuss. I don't cuss today. Look, I'm trying to tell you what I was allowed to say, and I don't even feel comfortable saying the words. Even at the age I am, look, even at the age I am, I still can't quite say it. Even though I was like, I could always say it. So it takes a lot for me to finally say those words, those types of words. It takes a lot. I almost have to be like, I no longer feel my feet. I don't no longer feel the soles of my feet type situation. And then so it takes a lot for me to go there. Yeah. So anyway, so then on top of that, it was like, like it didn't matter what color, it didn't matter if it was, male or female, just the principle was like only somebody who treats you good. If you love them, they love you. If you find it happy, if you find it, we're supportive. It's like, and we love you always. Of course, we're not raising you to be weak. That's not happening. So they made sure that I left home with strength and confidence in me and very much they made me aware, even if I'm not thinking about those things or like, however, because I know yeah, some gonna try you, some gonna try to come. Wait, so we're letting you know you you could always pick up something. So, yeah. So I just don't have like that's why I don't pretend that like I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't have those conversations. I know it sounds unfair, but to some. But anyways, other than that, it's a good day. Yes, it's really a good day. But yeah, you all made me do some thinking. Mm-hmm. Anyways, so um, we're having beautiful conversations and working, making little connections. Um, I know I am not. Oh, hold on, let me see. I already wrote for people, but I only chose to write like up to like 30 days. Oh, see, there we go. Somebody, okay, let's see what they said. Who? T- Somebody said hi. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Sweet message. Okay, God bless. Mm-hmm. Girl, I don't try nothing funny. You know what you can always do. So yeah, I'm so happy that you all are having a good day and you have good energy. So and I hope that you continue to have an amazing day. Um, and enjoy, enjoy what you're doing. Um, you know, be beautiful. Continue to be beautiful people. Love. Yeah, be in love as well. Love others. Love, and especially love yourself. Love yourself. Love deeply in yourself as well. And create the vibrations of love. Like receive it and put it into your spiritual ground. They say finding the ground, the proper ground to sow seed. You're standing on it, and it's your ground. You plant seeds. Plant those seeds you want to grow and bring about fruits, for you to partake in and for you to share. Absolutely. And of course, that comes through having the ability to receive. You have to be, one of my folks are like, kind of putting vibrations on gifts. I'm like, just like, what is it? You act like you forgot. Pay me what you owe me. No, no, like sometimes people actually gift, like gifts you think, like you do a great job, right? And then somebody gift, like, I have a gift for you, because you did so good, so like, 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 are they honest? Like, are they gonna like really do this or like, I just like, oh, just pay me and I'll be fine. Because they said like they're gonna do, but it's like the person said, no, we're gonna pay you like for the entire time, but we got your flight home early, and also we're gonna give you an addition. We'll give you a gift, but I can't give you to something physical, so I'm gonna give it to you in money. And then they were like minimizing it because in the past somebody said, "Oh, the big things are gonna do," and then they renege on it or they take it away. And like we had to just like understand that yes, though that happened in the past, very real thing. This is a new time, and they're not taking things away, and that you're in a place in your life and you're realizing, oh wow, someone really does value my time. Yes, take that as a seed and plant that into your ground. Let that become your tree that's going to bear fruit, because then you can give to others. So yeah, I'm working with someone who's experiencing that as we speak, and so many good things ahead of them. I hope. I'm sending that to the universe. I'm like, but we also did some readings around like where they might want to go, and it's like we're looking for additional, like kind of give options and a little bit of nuance. I don't mind that, but sometimes I feel like, yeah, like, yeah, that was a bit tricky. They waited to the very end to say that. They made it seem like, even though I kept stating, well, I don't see a diminish. I didn't, it was nothing negative that I saw. It was more like, but it gave me a different eyes. And I said, it's more so that, they give you some time. And of course, again, well, they needed time themselves. That's what I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. You're so busy trying to be a hater, you're hating on your own treasures. So then you have to go through a long explanation why they are the ones who needed the time away. Like, busy, so busy, so I'm not giving any information right that's egocentric. Like, I'm not gonna like guide them to a place where they finally get to tell them off, and then finally get a one trip. back home. Like, mm-mm. No, I was like, well, instead, this is more beneficial for what we're trying to do. Because I always consider who I'm reading as well, not just the person who I'm reading. Just because I'm reading for you, I mean, if you're the villain, I'm telling you, if you're the villain, unless like I'm very certain like there's a purposeful reason. Now if you're gonna play the villain, the best way to read with me is just to ask very specific questions, and I'll just answer the question, and I won't give you insight. But if you get all try to get all spiritual with it, you know, you probably will get floored. I probably will lay it all out for you. So like without saying, "Oh, you're in the wrong," without saying no, just more like I would well, I'd say, well, spiritually speaking, and then and if when the conversations get a little personal, I'm like, well, for one, like for example, I wouldn't be the one. I mean, you couldn't do that on me, but but don't think it's because I'm answering this that it has anything. It has nothing. I was up here. Look, like yeah, it sounds pretty petty, doesn't it? It's like this has nothing to do with me at all. I'm not even in it. And they sometimes be like, yeah, well, it could be no, it couldn't be day and night or night and day. It's either day or it is the evening or So there you go. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Sometimes I'm thinking, oh, it couldn't be me. This would not be happening to me, but just so that you know, if you just so happen to, yeah, it'll go through, and yeah, I mean, well, what do you need him to? Well, he will think about, consider. Yeah, those are the details. So, or look, you say this, yeah, definitely, they won't be calling you no more for sure. Is that what you want, though? That what you want first? Okay. Just then they call back. They hadn't contacted me. Yeah. That's why I was letting you know that spiritually, the result may be that they shut down. But it's nothing for me to say. I told you. It's more like, yeah, you gotta be little bit more patient. You gotta be a little bit more, be a bit more respectful. That word is way too big. And I don't like to say nice is too simple. Yeah, you gotta be more nice. Respectful, big word. That word is way too big. A pleasure, Donnelly. Okay, sure. A pleasure today. Welcome. And where would we like to begin today? You're here for a psychic reading? Uh, Fantastic. And I would like to see where everyone's mind is at so that, you can connect with the reading. If you have any particular, anything in mind where you'd like to start the reading, okay, let's start there. Mm-hmm. 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 Sure. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, and also, you help guide to get the answers because we need you to understand what's said. Okay, so interrupt me anytime. I will remember everything. So he does show up immediately. It doesn't take me any time to connect with him at all. Yeah, like everything you said, this person who he's with, whomever is trying to move him along, they have some things in common. There's a bit of a bridge with concerning him. He sees you. You're involved in this. You're pretty much grounded. You're grounded. This other person is not as grounded. He's not grounded either. Like he has his ideas. He kind of doesn't have to commit, and is really interested in that. I get this sense of like it just they're in a situation where it just works. It just works. It's like they both may sometimes are a bit aloof and they catch up with one another on the I guess on the fly. Like he likes that type of at the spur of the moment, last minute type, like he calls and then asks, and then it's like, okay, when, like he likes that, conveniency element to the connections, which makes it difficult for, like, whenever he's, let's say, with you, you're grounded. You're very much like down to earth. Like, just tell me what it is. Like you don't play no games. You're like getting to it straightforward. And he's like, well, I've got this going on. You see, deep down inside this and feelings, and he's able to really give you something concrete that might be a stifling moment for for the whole like ideal relationship situation, as it appears that he is crossing over into this. There's definitely a bridge with this current or other person he's involved in at the moment. Hmm. But there's this. Right. Well, I think it's the circumstances. Like the circumstances is what's working. I don't know if it's necessarily them. Like they both have their own. It like seem like they basically look like two adults who have their own lives going on, but they know how to fit their selves into a schedule. That's what it reminds me of. Like that, but to me, it looks like he could still be like looking for companionship. She could be still looking for someone till someone better comes along. But by the way, they both think each other are fine for now. It feels very much like that. I don't see this as like, like trying to settle into something lasting and long term and is bliss. It's like, then why are they not so focused on just being to themselves? Like emotionally, they're like a emotional connection. By the way, he's tied in with her. That I think it's emotional type of situation. He's emotionally also connected, yet with you as well, and his life is about like meeting people, is very much that online vibe, like a social event or social spaces, social uh, platform type in emotional, let's exchange our informational type connections. That's where they're meeting. Yeah, that's him. And so it makes it a bit challenging for, let's say, when you start falling in love and now you want to protect it and you want to create something with him, then he's connected because he's so open right now to different people or other people. Hmm. He's too open. Like he's gonna have all his emotions intact about with you and like want you, but you'll see that he feels like he'll like if you say you still think of him, still like him, he'll say, oh, the same. I feel like he feel the same way all the time, that kind of thing. And then that if you pushed it there, something would happen, but you're like, for why would I want to do that? That's what I keep hearing you say to me. Like, why would I initiate that with him? Mm, very wise. Right. Absolutely. Well, I get the sense that you've made it clear of what you want, and but his actions. We clearly see what he's going to do, what decisions he will make. I think he knows that you're pushing for something further. It's like, look, it's either further, it's all or nothing, or something more tangible. if it's not that, I don't think I can continue this. I think that you're very clear on that. You made it clear to him on that. He knows that he cannot continue this way forever with you. There's no way. As much as he would like to, as much as he would like to, let's say, spend the evenings with you and so forth at some any given time, he knows what he has to also sacrifice. There has to be a sacrifice on his side. That's what he's saying he's not going to do. Or it's just more in depth. As much as I hate to say it, he wouldn't sacrifice what he can arrange with women, with other women, right? Even though it's just right now it's this one. He seeks this emotional connection, like the world is love, like the world should be making love. The world make love. There's all this world social spaces and do all these things in. He's thinking like that, universal love type intimacy. You meet a nice lady, go talk to her. Then doesn't matter. Hmm. Well, the reading says that she doesn't make hold demands on him, but neither does he hold demands on her. They don't have that kind of connection. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's not holding him his feet to the fire, but neither is he holding hers. Like they both are on they said that they meet by arrangement because it just their lives it just works. It feels good. It feels right. He's not pushing for things that happen tomorrow. Neither is she. Or she's open to that. Okay, but then when they can just meet whenever, like be on call or whenever they agree to meet, they just do it. It's just like a working situation. Ah, he is not completely out of that. Like if he connects socially with a woman, he will act on that with someone outside of the context of her. He will act. Yeah, he will act on that. But they are noted as being together. We're just stating they don't seem like a couple who's saying they're gonna now they're a family gonna raise a house together. That's what I'm saying. That he's not a settled down type of guy. It may not be you. It may not just be with you. It may be with just women entire. Like he's just not the type of guy to settle down really with. You can create a situation with him as long as to keep him happy and keep an arrangement. But anything beyond that, maybe not. Maybe not as much. Mm-hmm. The truth is definitely freeing. It allows you to shadow the realities because he's creating a reality here. Doesn't have to be yours. He is creating a reality, no doubt. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. We enjoy the freedoms. We're not afforded it. We take every moment, every bit of it we can get, and you're going to turn this into something that's more favorable for you. It is, you would imagine this man has all the potential in the world to settle down with someone and be very caring, actually. He's caring in his own way. He has so much potential. Yes. Mm, yeah, it's as you said, sad. Absolutely, it is sad. But we're good that you're preserved throughout all of this. Not you are sad. Okay, got it. Makes sense. Sure, let's get on this one right away. So, different method here. Okay. The guides here reveal to us that he is, um, it's like something new is happening for him. I get the strong sense that he's very, like, he's gonna be very focused on like what's going on in like home himself. I keep seeing the self, the home, things like that. It feels very much like he's drawn. Um, Also thinking of maybe like to me it feels like relationships belong here. Like he's more focused on that connection. It does have elements here that represents sort of like elements of romance, but some of it talks about unexplainable things, like he's experiencing awakening, like he's finding out things that he about himself, I guess, like a soul activation moment. I'm also seeing that. It's about manifesting his desires. Like he wants something different, but he's also testing. It's like he's testing the ride before he goes on it. Like he's seeing how it works, and then he's gonna be a part of it. It feels very much like he's like I keep seeing this house. I keep seeing a partnership. I keep seeing the ideas of families, like future. But I'm also hearing words like just do it. He doesn't like people to wait or something about like his time. He keeps saying do it then, just do it. You know, but he's telling his talking to his partner. His partner's like, we should do this, we should do that, we're gonna do this. He's like, well, do it. Like anything that a partner tells him that they're gonna do, he's gonna be like holding them to it. That's his nature. And he can be impatient. He's like, well, we talked about it, so let's do it right now. It's like right now, but I haven't thought about it. I haven't talked to my parents about it. It's like, no, do it now. You gotta take accountability. You gotta take responsibility. So he's very much like it's very mentally involved. Like he's a deep thinker, and I think that sometimes like he can think that his like well his other half is like feels and thinks the same way. It's like trying to their mind is trying to catch up. Like he's very deep, in terms of like especially with connections. Mm. Yeah, I see it continuing for sure. Like in fact, he gets so wrapped up in his partnerships that like his mind sometimes like where is his mind at? Like he's out of orbit sometimes. He's like he's no like he's not even distracted. Like all he can talk about is what's going on with around he and her or whatever they have plans. It's like yeah, pulling him away from out of it, it's gonna be very difficult pulling him away from out of the conversations about his partner. Mm, right? Mom knows best, right? And I get the strong sense like you're sensing things about him, like you said, the inner struggles that we're talking about in the reading. There are some inner struggles that he struggles with on a deeper level that she's not connected with or as connected with. And of course, any relationship is co-creating, so he's having to maybe give concessions at times where as a mom he would never give those. Usually, he would not give those concessions unless she has some major influence on him. She has her influence, then he has to concede somewhat. But according to the reading, he still holds on to desires. Like he has hopeful. He's hopeful in. So he still has those expectations that are there. He still looks for those expectations in his partners, even though she has the influence she has. Which means you have not he's not lost, but it's definitely where you might find that he eventually gets it going, like you said, encouraging him maybe to finally like follow through with his desires, his actual dreams, and then he'll do it. Something like to that effects. Mm. Oh boy, this one's gonna be a bit challenging because he will definitely choose a partnership, especially a woman that's been in his uh, life for about 5 years. If he unless he's taken her with him, he would probably choose to find something nearby. Like he'll take on something that in the area and yes, you're right. Right. Right, but so the thing that would I guess would have happened would be like getting him back focused on that dream, that vision, like just getting him chasing it once more. Get him like don't okay, you pass up this opportunity, so like what opportunities does he have? Like okay, then chase that one. Take her with you, but chase that dream, because he's like I'm gotta take the lady with him. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, right, right. Right, refocusing, get him on the direction, take her to, but find your path. It will be more encouraging than what he's been receiving, for sure. Be more encouraging. Mhm. Okay, so what I can see in her space is it feels very much that she is. I can see she's in like she's coming back from something, coming out of something. It feels very much like that. But though she's still, I get a sense of still something with the ears, like either receiving or calling. Either she's receiving or reaching out. But at the same time, she's also finding herself. She's embracing this new journey she's embarking on. She's also building parameters around herself as well. Um, it's like something she's shaping. She's organizing her thoughts. I believe this is revolving around also partnerships and I think business, money, stability, particularly. Like she's very focused on these things. She's going to be very successful by October. Well, she's trying to prepare for that. She's trying to, she's creating an environment. She wants to, have money in place before, so she's already thinking about it, and then the good news will happen. Like within the year's time, vibrationally, like within a year's time. She's thinking on it, but in the sense she's thinking about it like logistics wise. She said yes, do that, but get the career money, get stable, see what the man gonna do, then do it. It's so funny. Mm. A pleasure. People and their children. Like, let them live. It's more like, I shouldn't say people and children, mothers and their sons are like you can't always swoop in and take the son away from the partner. Sometimes you're like, the best way to get them to do what you want them to do is just say, bring your partner. Okay, come fulfill your dreams. Also, by the way, don't forget to bring your partner. You know, how is your partner? Yeah, you're arguing. Great. You love each other. Don't? Yeah, you're always going to stay together. Yep. Okay. You do it. The son does everything that that girl tells. She tells him, do this, do that. He's doing that and this. And it's like, mother's like, that's not my son. Like, okay, fine. All I want you to do is fulfill your dreams. Yeah, bring her. I know, take her with you, but stay on your. It will work better than just waiting for it to get worse, and then finally he's done, rid of her, the woman obviously, and and then you can begin, kind of redirecting him. Mm-mm. Your son knows that woman. So, now you just have to include her when you talk about with him. You talk about his future, include her in it. Anyways, so it's nice. So it's 1:19, 1:19 my time. I've got like an hour and a half to go, something like that. So I'm pretty much busy most of the for most of the yeah, most of the day I've been pretty busy. And then okay, so done the readings for the day, well, for half the day. Got to come back on at 6. Already, I feel like I need to write yet another, or I need to write again. I need to get used to writing. I always worry about writing too frequently. I'm like, what if I'm always writing? People are like, why are you, like, didn't you send us something the other day? So I'm like, do I need to write something regularly? But then I don't want to just write and then people are like I'm giving them really great information and insights and things like that. I'm like, why am I writing these people? I don't want to turn into that vibration, so I worry. Although I do, people are already responding to what I've shared with them. So, gosh, so I always have to consider all of that. Like, I'm writing you, but at the same time, like I kind of am hoping that you gained something from it. So yeah, but somebody keeps like, there's a particular client, which I don't believe who is a true client. I believe they like that kind of like uh, like see what's going on, but always says, "Oh yeah, yeah, nice. You wrote this. Thank you for writing." And I only sent it to the people I spoke to for the last month, but it would happen to be that person who. So it makes me think, yeah, somehow they received, and I hadn't talked with them over over 1 month's time. So that was bizarre. Like, okay, well, uh, did it? I mean, there's like, that's very kind words, and yada yada. Thank you. So, so I just need to write. I think I need to channel more of my writing. That's what it tells me basically. But it's just that it's kind of weird because why do I keep getting the feeling that it's like what I'm really feeling like people are saying is, oh, you know how to oh, you know how to write. Oh, you know how to write on this subject. Oh, wow. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. Oh, that was so kind. What's the purpose? Like, why you? So it just feels very much like that. Sometimes I get that kind of feedback, and I just don't know what to make of it. Anyways, but on the other hand, it's good practice, and it's kind of building a little bit of a discipline. Besides, whenever I write to them, I've been sharing it with you all. So something that I just need to do anyway. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too deeply into it. It's not like that at all, but I just can't help but think that some like they're thinking. I would not be surprised, to be honest. I am. I'm over here thinking the worst. I shouldn't think the worst. But I just have to kind of, well, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to focus on my channel anyway. And if I'm writing, that's just a bonus. So I think I just need to get used to writing for my YouTube. I need to write like whatever I write. If it's a paragraph, fine. I need to include it in my description box. I need to do more writing for my YouTube channel. Put it there, and then I can extend that to others. And then I think I'll feel better about it. Because I mean, you know how I am. Look, protect your energy always. Protect your energy. So I'm going to take a bit of a. I don't know if I can accomplish it. I want to take a small little break and then come back. I'll come back on here in a little bit and uh, and go from there. I'll stay on for about 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna take a small little break. So it's good things going on. Good things, good energy. How did I ever determine that? A pleasure, Donald here. Okay. A pleasure. Welcome. It was good to speak with you. Good to catch up. Hmm. Right. Okay. Mhm. Mm. Okay. Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. Got it. Mm. Mm. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. Yes. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, there's okay, okay. So you know how they. This is how specific males are from females. When females are having, besides having the obvious one, like a dream where you are pregnant and then you get pregnant, besides that, besides predicting your pregnancies, I mean, like when women are having dreams that they are pregnant, they see to be pregnant and then to, as you say, conceive or birth and then birth someone, that's manifesting, right? So that's a okay. So you're manifesting, and because so like your future goals, that's also what you're pregnant with. So your silk, going through you becoming silk, which is basically it represents you're birthing your future. Specifically, it's connected to Marika's baby, meaning as in Marika is silk. You're destined to become silk, meaning the babies are destined always, regardless, it's always destiny, right? So it's like this is your future is being birthed. It's like you're almost there. Like kind of like if a male would have a dream, they might have a dream of like finishing out the marathon. and just before they stop, somebody from their youth, their coach is saying, "You better not, you better keep going." I don't care if you're tired. So it's like but yours came in the form of being I'm about you giving. Yes, we did the test. We meaning we've already like looked at your guide as you was a nurse is saying we already looked at your path. It's fine. You're on the road to becoming silk. You're doing everything right. Don't like no, we already looked. It's gonna happen. And now they're like any moment now, any time now. New year, next year. But they're saying that right now, even right now, you're birthing because now we speak about these metaphysical births. Clearly, they're going to take time. Like you'd be saying what this represents now, as in because we're thinking when the baby's come, the baby just gonna come, right? But we're also saying metaphysically, it could be you're doing that now, although it is August. Maybe your dream doesn't come into manifestation, so to speak, not until next year. But that's okay. They're just letting you know that you're on the right track. So this is very much connected with you, letting you know how close you are to fulfilling your dream of silk. What that means. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. There's something to overcome. You have to overcome, like you said. Um, I'm just. I feel like lately I've been feeling like I've been over silk. I'm like about over it, and my experiences. It's like and like we was explaining to the gentleman. I don't know. I'm just my experiences with it in the past. I'm not sure. Don't. This is letting you know, like as you said, overcoming the idea that you know this is this is something that that was a challenge, overcoming the challenges so that you say, you know what, I'm going to go forth. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to see this through. This feels natural this time. It's something about it this time is different. And I'm going to stick with it. And I'm going to finish this out. I'm going to stick to my plan. And then it'll happen for me. Hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, go ahead. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. This is a time of big personalities, and you might even feel the energy of like attracting, especially going forward. Well, it starts Sunday on the 10th, and then going forward, like public vibrations or like your public identity things, big personalities like moving together, like something interesting going on right now with this conversation about the blogs, Bridget, everything together, but it's about action. So like you're gonna be very busy. Like I want to say starting tomorrow. I know tomorrow's Sunday, but it says the 10th on the calendar. So like from the 10th and definitely the week upcoming, if you will, very active. And also people involvement with partners and people and they're going to be in the middle of everything, but you're in mid stride right now, by the way. So and then this leading right into the blog, my guy says that this is a good one. The energy says something to the effects of. I'm hearing words like, well, this isn't a contest. It feels like, maybe there are opinions here. Like you said, it's controversial, but I'm also hearing words like, well, it isn't a contest. So it feels very much like maybe there's some opinions, like opinionated statements. I think that means something good has sparked, that they're hearing and they're getting what they're meant to hear. There's a good side to this, the fact that um, yeah, Saturn is in a retrograde connected with Neptune, but it's going to play in your favor. I think we talked about this before. Yep, yep, yep. You're the one who I shared information with. I said, when it comes to this controversial subject, it should play out better for you because the Saturn in retrograde, it's in the Pisces. So it's gonna help you to locate like details, but it's also right next, like partnered up with dreams with the planet Neptune. So that means that you're finally. I'm already hearing you say finally. I'm able to get the way that you want people to understand your blog. You're able to get them to understand it. It's like finally someone who gets it. Finally, I'm getting the right eyes. So I'm also hearing you say that as well. Is what I can see. Right, so this blog, even though it's controversial, is favorable for these times. It's entertaining, actually, more so, moreover. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Sure. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, I get it. I get it. That makes sense. Mm. Right. I get the sense that you um, know that you, like you said, you can do a sort of one that kind of like that represents something like a where it's a constant, and then you have one now you're saying, okay, I want one where it's, as you said, original, it's unique, and it's specifically for this one versus another one, and divide, like having them separate. I feel that you can do that. I believe that there's plenty of time for you to imagine how that just might play out, how you might actually fulfill that. I get the sense that I see it as important because right now, the like it's like Europe and Dubai, like especially Europe and Dubai are like they're just correlated together in some way, like they're congruent. They've been for the past year. I've been reading in this area from time to time. So I just get the sense that it's a nice fit that, and I think that you could you utilize the leverage. It's like you have the leverage here. I think that you will utilize it, and it will definitely position your platform differently in a very unique space. Maybe as you say, creating a space of like all your own, which that's what we were hoping to do because you said, it's like, okay, how do I get my mind to not think so deeply about the fact that, entire companies are kind of banding together and starting getting into social media thing versus like an independent blogger myself. So like, how do I stand out? Like this is perfect. Like that you create your own lane or lane in your niche. You kind of like niched in, as they say, or you've created that space, or you've been allowed to create the lane and say, well, you got it. Now you are speaking from these different angles that you described. Some from Dubai and etc. Other places, India, but you're also able to share very like very unique or specific different, yes, they may be praiseworthy, but different way of style of praising, especially in terms of a book. It's like it's outreach, but everybody knows where to come to find. Like where if it's somebody who's Dubai versus somebody who's in India versus somebody who's in from Europe or America, they it's like they find you by finding their article. They can read all the other articles are written on this as well, different words. Then your actual blogs that are like your technical, things like that. So it's like you're expanding your reach, you're expanding your eyeballs, even if they're not all, or if some of them, I just reword that. Some of them are from Dubai, for example. Some eyes are in Dubai, but also you are speaking to people in Dubai, so they get their own, they get their very own sort of blog, and you get to say it in the way that you feel comfortable sharing. Yeah, it's like having conversations with multiple different groups, and then and it's kind of said in your own special voice just for them, for that one group, and yet though the message could be the same, or it could be tweaked in some way, or maybe an added message that maybe only applies to that group at the time, whichever if it's Dubai or India, for example. But it feels very much that I get the sense that you're going to find a way to embrace all of this, all of them, in some way, even if it's over time. It doesn't be all at once. I know we're thinking all at once. It could be like mapped out well beforehand, and it's like a soft reminder. By the way, the book is on its way, 6 months out. You can pre-order now, and that could be in the blog that was to India. But guess what? And the other people are reading that blog. They're like, oh, there's a blog that is okay. This one's Indian. And they could be, this is somebody who is, like you said, who's, in London, get ready to have coffee, and they're reading a blog about you that was, posted for India that you reposted, obviously, but then you also stated, oh, yeah, there's a book. I know, I got to be mindful. Our book is coming out in the next 6 weeks. And well, you just say you could pre-order it. Here it is, right here, the pre-order link. Things like that. So it feels very much like you will definitely create that PR vibration and the element, like the whole PR bit. Because it's like when you could tell when people are on a campaign. That's what I'm referring to, a campaign, a marketing campaign. People, you could tell. Like you start seeing them everywhere from different blogs, and they basically say the same thing, but they say it in their whatever the culture of that magazine, wherever they are at in their minds. It could be, uh, UK. It's very much identifiable, and then from France, and then from somewhere like America, Chicago. You're like, oh, everybody's writing in their own way, and then three different ways. But I was like, okay. So next thing you know, you see the person who's all this is for on TV. It always works that way. Next thing you know, oh, this person's getting ready to do something. Then they're on Jimmy Kimmel or some night or somewhere, in the morning show with, on your station. And we're like, oh, see, they're making their rounds. So it's something like to that effects. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. That's okay. Now, according to the past readings, that's going to be a challenge in terms of that's what they were giving us some hope about. Okay, how do we best utilize these magazines? Like, okay, we already have their yes, and we just mustn't allow. The conversation was we mustn't get pulled into their energy. That we need to utilize them for what we need them for. Like eventually, like your words and your fresh words and your words that need to be said several different ways, it will happen around this book. That's because that's what you need these magazines for. And then, so that means what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, as you say, I'm not being as mean as saying, well, put them off until such date, till you're ready, you got the book out, or you have the book in your hand and you're like, okay, I'm ready to market this book. I'm just saying that we don't need to rush. They're not going, you already have them. And when you're ready, now some of them, maybe a few of them, you can begin telling people who you are, but telling the story format, like you said, like, hey, barrister, your name, things like that, where to find you, what you're about, and then release other ones about, oh, taking a trip, this one, that's one, leading all the way up to putting the final touches on my book. I'm just reading it through and through, making sure that it passes the edit, and then I'll be speaking about more of this soon. Book coming out soon. Then all the way to, okay, it's here. I've got the book in hand. All the way to this is the cover. This is what you want to be looking for. By the way, pre-sale start. Next thing you know, like, okay, it's here 6 weeks out. It's going to be available to everybody all across all my social medias. Come find me on LinkedIn, follow, barrister Rebecca and all. Yeah, so like build it up, speak about it like it's tell the story. Definitely tell the story. It's like, how you said, tell your journey. It's kind of like telling your journey, but you're telling the story of leading up to the book. Like you said, you're telling the story, or like you said, the blogs that are controversial. It sparks eyes. It gets people being opinionated. Then there's the technical rights, and then there are your victories. So you're including those too. So people will kind of like, it's like just like as they're leaning back and saying, "Oh, she's back to the technical writing," and then 2 weeks out, here you not reminding him again. Oh, by the way, here's a magazine. This connects to the magazine art, a blog. And as you're working your way up to sharing the ultimate one, which is the book when you're ready. Like you said, you don't have a date. You have a time frame when you want to have it completed, but not necessarily when you're going to release it. You don't have to. Of course, you don't. It could be a big surprise, like when you're confident that now all I have to do is just make sure that this book is to my liking completely, and that it's tangible. Okay, then you might start saying, okay, it's actually here. Like my book is in my hands. You're right. So and then you can start mapping out a actual date, like when like release date, to press release for when you do a press release. Okay. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound nonfiction. Yes. Well, right. Well, deeper, like authors tend to, they're in a place where they can do that, and a lot of them do that. There's a lot of stories where the words just fell out, off their top of their mind and onto the paper. And, like you said, a few months. And some are saying, yeah, it took me it's like 20 years in the making, like pushing this book out. So sometimes, there's a book that they're working on, but there are other books that were released in between times as well. And sometimes they do take to, like, they're in a place, in a position of life where they can take that 2 hour, 2 hour. Well, yeah, like, well, 2 years, for them energetically, is like a few hours. But yeah, that's not unreasonable. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of touch. It doesn't represent what you're trying to do, though. Like you said, I mean, yes, you could go that route. You could say, well, okay, let's say you get this done and you start writing, and now you want to make some changes. Of course, absolutely, of course, that you could. It could be that, but it doesn't have to be the fact that, oh gosh, this is, if it's difficult for him and he's seasoned writer, then how much more difficult would that be for me in terms of successfully writing this book? You could still have that book written, and it could still come right on out. If it's a book that calls for, a few years out, you'll know in your heart, you have already decided that. But it wouldn't be because you just felt like I just couldn't do it. It's gonna be like, I wanna get it right, and I keep making these creative decisions. It's more so than the fact that I can't write it in this X amount of time like I had hoped. Mhm. 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 Right. Mhm. Right. Okay. Got it. So you got to get this right. Okay, so your favorite symbol is here, the justice, and they did say it's about being in control. And in order for you to maintain control, of course, people who you're going to connect with will shape the outcome of things, and you're not denying that you don't feel comfortable with that. Aligning yourself with that vibration, like you're going by a plan, and the plan is beautiful for you to explore. They said to take things to the next level in order to cross over. Um, Leadership, here they use teacher, that means to teach. So this means that you probably will take on this yourself, and explore it that way and then teach it later. I believe your role is a teacher, not so much as, like a mediator. They have like be a leader, but they leadership as in, how look, I mediate well, but then there's look at my experience. I can now teach on what I've learned. It's like you're a teacher versus being a mediator of sorts. Teacher, like right, disguised as leadership, but teachers also are leadership. So definitely, like teachers even decide leaders, right, for tomorrow. So definitely, teacher is more correct for you. It's it's the same idea. It's just like you said. You're in control of it, and you're going to manifest it uniquely to you, that's right for you. So as you grow, you're growing in as you yourself, Rebecca is growing, then you will demonstrate your skills, your talents, skillfully the way that you have grown, which is by way of being a teacher. Not necessarily as in like how well I get along with others, or mediating with people, things like that. Like or kind of feel like spaces like that. They said because yeah, you start like as you say, coming in as this mediator, but then here it says, well, those you spend the most time with is going to help shape that reality you're trying to create. That you're likely are kind of like, I don't have as much as the control that I would like. So, but I have the control that I'm comfortable with, and then as I'm going to this intense, you know, uh, project, like you said, is a big one, and you're gonna have to experience what you went through, what happened, and you're always able to teach this later, whether if it's a classroom, so, like a university classroom setting, or if it's like just speaking to like the juniors at someday, or a group of people, like in terms of like public speaking, you better teach it to like this is what or write it in a blog even. So they said going by way of the teacher is the better one, is the better path, and by the way you'll get recognized on the application. That they said that like assistance and persistence from others. This one is this one this you being recognized by going this route, and then then maybe having the ability to to teach or to write about this in some way is probably just as useful, because it still illustrates how you're able to assist or and help or work with people who are helping, like what like you say, giving back to community, giving back like giving a pathway, helping the up and coming, but rather through knowledge, through knowledge and experience, and your persistence within that area. That's what they still will find, that they still will see that if you go this solo journey, if you do it this way, the way that you intend to do it, which is you just want to do it yourself, and then come back and tell what happened. You'll be here to tell the story. It's better for you. It will work out much better. The other one, I don't see. I cannot imagine you're going to be happy. because you won't feel complete. There'll be some things missing. And like you said, this requires your entire focus, and you will have to sacrifice some of that focus by working with the juniors. Mm-hmm. 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 Right. Mm-hmm. The reason why it's better is because um, that's a time where it's supposed to demonstrate that you're allowing them to learn and grow under your mentorship, in other words. But instead, like, okay, I have a lot of experience, so let me just teach you what happened, rather than like, you're trying to, to get this experience, but this is way too. This is how important this is. This is very important, and that you will have that junior will have their time, but just not with yours, not with something so crucial as yours. I mean, to you, it's very highly sensitive to you, and so yeah, so definitely the being the teacher is the as the theme is better. Mm-hmm. You'll end up talking. You're gonna end up talking about it. You're gonna end up talking about like what happened. That's what you tend to share what you can, and but you don't just share. You actually like tell them, oh, this is going on. This, oh, look, we want it. Like you actually teach. Like they learn something from your blogs. You always make sure that they learn something or something to take away. Yeah. So you will better claim that, hey, I'm sharing, I'm teaching, and I am doing those things, but I'm doing it. I'm taking control of it. I'm gonna my Rebecca's how she dispenses that information, and when. Okay. Yes. Hmm. Right. Mhm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. All right. This, things active wise are soon to happen. We're getting ready to become active. This means that, like you said, you do everything in repetition till you learn it completely until it's like automatic. like you're gonna be active. It's like whatever the skills and abilities, like as we bring in this new chapter, this it means that you're applying everything you've learned. But it's gonna get real kinetic. That's why you're having like these kinetic dreams, like something like Pilates, something that's physical, because it's something that is, like saying that actively, like becoming outwardly active at things. Like you're ready. You've had enough practice. Like you're gonna take. He says, "Oh my gosh, I've taken on more than I can chew," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm ready for this. I've been doing this all along, anyways." Something like to that effect. That's what that means. She's seeing she's that mentor's like, well, I told you everything that I can tell you. Now it's up to you. Now you just gotta just apply it all. That it's kind of like that in the 3D world. It's like you have what it takes. You already have the way, the means. You have the process. You've got the technique. Now we just need to just apply it. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's take a look and see what we gather here. They're letting us know that I'm seeing a gentleman, and he's wanting to charge right into this, as you said, head first. I'm getting that strong sense, but it does seem a bit reckless, or I don't know if it's reckless or pointless. I'm seeing you. It's like a lot of work has gone into this, a lot of time, or maybe this has been going on for a long time. But it's like something about it's like what they call it in the organization space is what I'm referring to. There's something like that's going to come back later that you can see that they can't. That's going to come up, or something that's going to come up that's going to still not be favorable. And it's like, I want to tell you what I see first, what's going to happen before it does. Then I'll let you know that, hey, I already told you what was going to happen. Whatever you just, even if you decide to go on and do this yourself anyway. So they're saying that, you're like, I see you holding your purse. I'm seeing the partnership, working with them, the money still. They are being very emotional right now. In fact, you might even say that they're not fully um, connected with their emotions. So they may not be fully committed to the greater meanings, like the bigger wins. They may not be fully committed. Like it's very difficult for them to take on what you're telling them, because they may not want to commit to that. Being emotional, they said, It's like here it has like a youth. It's showing a youth who are trying to deal with their emotions. It's like their emotions are out of control right now. They're not in complete, like we know, they have their emotions, like under wraps. They don't. They're acting out of like the emotions plus the top of their head. But you're still in a space where, like the agreement, partnership, that is still favorable for you. It's just that they want to go in there, like, well, what we would do is we would just go in there head first and would think about it. So they kind of thinking, well, shouldn't this be done aggressively? And it's like, you're saying, let's approach this smartly, and let's be grounded and down to earth with it. And then you're like letting them know, look, this is what I can tell what it's gonna turn out to be. So that it's like it's very challenging, very difficult to get them to see vision. They're not able to see vision. So it's like they're kind of narrowing down the options here. Like, what can you do? You're narrowing down. They're narrowing. They're keeping a narrow perspective on things. And you're saying, let's be savvy about this. Let's see what all that we have at our fingertips, and and get something out of this. If nothing, it's like it's a bit of a challenge for you, is what I could see. It's a bit of a challenge. They said by sticking to your ideas about, I mean, they will begrudgingly follow it, but then if they hit a tripwire and you told them so, it just means that, like, you did what you were supposed to do. You informed them, and things like that. And then they realize, look, we've already done that already. Like, I've already done that already. Looking at every measure, you thought they're asking, okay, well, did you try this? Did you try that? And it's like, trust and believe. Anything outside of this way is not gonna be favorable. So it feels very much like this, like the tone is it's in that realm where they just are, emotions are not allowing them to hear sensibility almost. Yep. Yes, I am. A pleasure. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. You should use that word. I went and watched a show called Sensibility. Oh gosh. That's, that's, oh my gosh. Now it, okay, so the next 45 minutes, I should better relax. Feel good today, actually. She says, I got another one too, but she's a little busy right now. It's like, oh. But yeah, definitely going to be on tomorrow. Because tomorrow is their busy day. Oh my gosh. I mean, they've got the world at their fingertips right now. Oh my gosh, I'm so green. I'm so green I'm writhing with jealousy, envious. Good for them. We want them to achieve everything that they're meant to achieve. Uh, Overcome all that they're meant to overcome. Wow. She's sitting with writers as well. So hopefully they'll, give her some inspiration. But she can't be like on their schedule though, because it's like, no, 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 no. You don't have to drag the book out that long. But yeah, yeah, there's a lot of information. Like she was almost forgetting. Because she was like, where the information is going to come from? Like you'll see. The closer you get to this fulfilling this book, you'll have a lot of words. You'll have a lot of things to say. Oh boy. A pleasure. Welcome, Donald here. Okay. A pleasure. A pleasure answering your questions today. And so, how would you like to start our reading? No, I actually just only what your presents are here for today. Will be fine because that's to connect with the guide's information. We should better find information on our own, but I like to know where people's minds are at. Okay. Hmm. So what are you needing from him? So you need more time with him that he can designate for he and you. Like if he can make time to go out with other people or whomever, that he can make time. He should better also make time with he and you. Okay. Well, that's a great place to start the reading. We can start there and see what comes up, and see if he can do that, and then of course how you two may be bringing that into focus. And you're not there yet to want to like meet his family or anything like that. You're trying to get to know him. Okay, so you're asking him, could he just keep it between he and you for now? That makes sense. Well, let's specifically, instead of trying to fix humanity, let's focus on fixing the situation between him. Because one dude seems very complicated in this conversation, so we'll just deal with him first, see what happens. So what I could see is this situation is this: the guides here illustrate that um, there's too many mixed signals. It's a lot of there's wishful thinking, and yes, that means you could feel like your time is being wasted, or that you're being thrust in confusion, that kind of thing. Trying to maintain a connection with someone who is distant in some way. Plus unspoken emotion. There's interference because It's like things that be sporadically, things that are sporadic and then sets, in that way. It's not easy that he and you can transition. It's always like off to a rocky start. You do have so much of this, and I can go on and say, "Oh, look how long term it's gonna be." Oh, just hang in there. Look how close you're becoming. We could say that, but we all know that's a bit wishful thinking. It's not nice and smooth right now. It's better. It's right. It could be a lot better, like since yesterday. We get it. We get it. He's not creating happy moments with you. Instead, he's telling you about these happy moments he's having elsewhere spent. Like, does he like it better elsewhere than with you? He should be talking more about between what's going on with you or what's he's experiencing with you. That's more useful to in conversation for you. And he needs to know that. He needs to know that that's like to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it like just flat with you and start there, and until he and you have an actual real conversation about like incorporating other things he's got going on that he may want you part of. But for now, he just needs to focus on just he and you. Like keep his conversations him and you. That's what I mean. He needs to know that, but this is so important that the guy needs to know this now. And the only reason why I'm even entertaining the conversation, I promise you, is because it feels very much that this is like something he would be willing to do. If he wasn't willing to do it, I wouldn't put anything else out there like in a conversation for you. I was just like, let me not waste your time. This guy is not going to do it. But here it says he'd be willing to actually talk about this with you. Well, I can only say that people are different, and the way it's called is it's a participation in which way relationships work. Unless you're paying for the relationship, so then you get to dictate if it flows or not. But this is just like a relationship between just two people, just what two people, not many, but just two people. They interact. Both of them are crazy in their own way. They're human. They they're trying to just find somebody who they're compatible with. That's difficult enough, is it not? You're just trying to find somebody you get along well. Okay, I'm back. I had to. Sorry, guys. My my battery. Yeah, I had to tell that person off. I was like, "You want to go there? We can go there." Like, look. Transactional. You trying to establish a transactional relationship with them or what? You're like, look, yes, you got to communicate. Yeah, you got to talk. Why you got? Why it got to be this way? Why it got to be this way? Girl, welcome to. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't be trying to like base your relationship off of like 1,000 guys, 100 guys. Leave that for the internet. No, you're in a real conversation. Just communicate with him. Just communicate with him. Unless you're like buying the reviews, you're gonna buy the relationship. Then yes, your currency is communication, which is everything. So you have to let him know. You gotta tell him what just go in your mind. Like, dude, I don't want to hear like don't be telling me about your mom. We're not there yet. Let me get to know you first. Yeah, period. On period. On violations. Yeah. That was a test read. So yeah. Hmm. It's just like it's just like why can't you just do what I say? Because you you're the most horrible person in the whole wide world, and the last thing you should do is do everything and anything that you say without first thinking it over first. That's why, communicating as a couple is probably more safe, to make sure that what you both are doing and agreeing to do is something that you both are not only dedicated to do it, but that you actually going to see it through, and it's something that is beneficial, hopefully, for yourselves as well as individually yourselves, but also for anyone else around you. Yeah. Blowtorch. Okay. Um, Girl. So I have like 29 more minutes. Gotta chill it out. So hope everyone is doing good, having a good day, and we just continue to grow and build, um, and move into a good place. Hopefully, I will be back on, like I can continue, to be available. I continue being available and hanging out with you all. Um, at least for the next 2 days. I should be here for the next 2 days, honestly. Like, I should be here on Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, not Tuesday, Sunday and Monday here. I don't know, y'all. We'll see. We'll see. We'll continue to kind of figure it out. I got to put it together. Come Monday, come Tuesday. Something about Tuesday. What's going on Tuesday? I keep throwing Tuesday out there in the universe. Yes. Mm, gosh. I do. Yeah, I like my sophisticated, and then I'm sorry, I like sophisticated readings. I like the more sophisticated readings better. And those are test readings anyway, but yeah, I don't. You see that fly? It's is trying to get on my nerves. I don't know where it came from, but I haven't been able to catch up with it for the past day. I've been trying to get it. Things were pals. I'm trying to tell it. I don't like to share the stage with anybody. So, um, 9. So yeah, so in other words, I'm helping people to get through today, and then things will should manifest better. Actually, think things that should manifest in a day or so. Yeah. And then as things get started moving in the right direction, then I will definitely get you to all where you should be, where you need to be. Um, Action wise, making things happen for yourselves. It'll, it should be a nice place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I couldn't believe, yeah. They were like, well, if you want a relationship where you don't communicate, just buy a relationship then. Just buy it. That's what everybody else does. If they don't want to talk or nothing, they just buy it. Transactional. To do a transactional relationship, this yeah, relationships work through communication. How many times I gotta teach you this? Next question, please. And that doesn't. Oh, by the way, I'm not included. And I need a disclaimer. Performer not included. Performer, psychic not included. Psychic performer not included. That's how you know you're really speaking to somebody that you shouldn't be speaking with. Like if you have to go like this and they're blinking, like following, you need to separate. You need to separate yourself from that person immediately. You're unsafe. You're not safe. You need to get out of there. Get out of there quick. Yeah. I need my fan. I like my skin, but so it's one. Okay, so like 20 minutes in, which is good. I'm doing good for time, for the most part. Okay. Let me check my email, see if anybody wants to fight. See if anybody want to fight. Because I'm ready to roast you. I've got AI too. Come on, we can get it popping right now. My AI versus your AI. Oh, there. I got it. I saw it. I got it. Oh, oh. I'm doing my exercise. That fly is getting my nerve. I can't wait to get rid of it. I've tried. I don't know where it came from either. Outside. Okay, it followed me in. I'm trying to say. Then I got to exercise. Where's my little? I gotta get my. I gotta get my murder. Where's? I don't know where my murder board is. There's my exercise for the day. There. I'm watching myself on the screen. That's what I'm doing. I'm entertaining myself for the next. I got 14 minutes. We're almost done for the day. At least half done. We're halfway through. We're halfway. Good. soaps. Yeah, that soap is pretty good. Also, like, well, I ain't gonna show you. So 11 minutes to go, bro. I just, I'm big on discipline. Okay. So, hmm. Actually, it's nice weather today. I might just go for a walk and then come back just in time to go back live again at 6. Oh, I'll have a live. Hopefully, I can get this fly out of here before my live tonight. My live tonight is going to be amazing because it's about, well, it covers everything that's going on from starting with tomorrow, which is the 10th, and everything that I've been sharing about, like, becoming active and keeping centered and focused. All of that's happening. So I'm going to talk a lot about that this evening. Okay, so 10 minutes. 10 minutes in. I hope they don't try to contact me at 2 minutes till. I'm going to give them 6 minutes. I give them 6 minutes. I already know better. Shoot, 2:58. That's it. I'm gonna give you to 2:58, and then I'm out of here. Then I'm gonna chase down this fly. This fly, watch. This fly's gonna get ghost the moment that I sign off and I get my murder board. Rocking my nerves. There. Oh, thank you for coming in and hanging out, visiting with me today. Thank you for stopping in and interacting a little bit. I appreciate you. You're very much appreciated. Uh, and we'll continue to move in a healthy direction and uh, and help people get to where they're trying to get to, regardless of whatever that beautiful future is. Thank you for allowing me to join you in your journey. I appreciate it, and I will definitely help you out. Um, so I will help you out with certain things. If it's you just need direction, I can give you direction as well. I will give you insight, information if you need. Uh, and I rest my case. I'm uncompromised. I do not compromise. I am not compromised in any way, shape, or form. And I can speak with any group. Doesn't matter what group you're in. Um, Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I still will, share information with you. But remember, it's for your empowerment. I'm only empowering you. So, and I know my information can be a little harsh sometimes, a little tough, little forward, but it empowers you though. It enlightens you. That's the way that I see it. So what? 4 more minutes or so. I just need 4 more minutes here. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna make sure this flight is taken care of before I come back at 6, and then I should have a peaceful stream because I'm okay. So I'm gonna be on till only need to come on for 3 hours. See, I'm only given 3 hours this evening, and I'm gonna do the vertical, I think. So, and I have to like I guess sort of practice, um, sort of I guess creating a bridge between you all, those who are like gonna like I guess drop in with the studio. Where's the studio? Which I like the studio. However that's supposed to go. It could be the studio. Uh, it's the where people are connected. I guess they're engaging. Uh, I like the studio. So, which we did that one. We did do the studio earlier today. And then the other half is we're here with you all in the vertical. And yeah, we can just interchange. I haven't figured out how to link the both, but I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, we did both. So I'm happy. We have two different types of results here. One is, well, in my brain is thinking I like this one because of the views, but I like the other one because of the duration time. And I don't know which one does better. I'm gonna have to compare the two. So I will do that. I will compare the two. I'm gonna compare. Oh, thank you for liking. Thank you. If you're hearing this, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comments. And, thank you for visiting. Thank you for the questions. Uh, and I will see you all in a few hours without the fly. um, and yeah, before they even have a chance to what? To swap. Oh, of course not. Nobody, yeah, he doesn't want to see, he never was going to swap. Of course not. He said that Mr. Z doesn't want to swap land. With pushing P. We know. It doesn't. Mr. P, he does not want to swap land. Mr. Z does not want to swap land with pushing P. We know that already. We already know that for sure. Of course Nate doesn't want to. Of course he's not going to. I'm back and hello. Hello. I'm back. Hello. Miss Mystic had already come and gone. My bad. Uh, kind of for like, I I guess I kind of forgot. I left you kind of a little bit behind. Okay. That's okay. I'm always saying hello, but sometimes I just kind of I get ahead of myself and I like forget. So even though I'm like, yeah, goodbye, 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 I'm like, or like, no, I'm saying hi. When you come in, I'm still talking. I'm saying hi. Trust me. But yeah, at least when you go into conversation, at least I'm like, yeah, I see you. At least I acknowledge you from that. Yeah, yeah. They said Mr. Z rejects pushing P. Yeah, of course. Doesn't want to swap with pushing P. Mr. Z. Oh, there it is. We made it. We've actually stayed on completely. I'm proud of myself. We did 3 p.m. Let me off now. Be nice. Don't do that. All right. You gotta let me off. Okay. Let me make sure they don't, and I'm gonna make sure they don't log me back in. Yeah, try to be sneaky. All right. Okay, still says off. Good. Hold on. Mm. All right, guys. I will see you all soon. I'll be back on at what do you call it? Hold on. I will be back on at I'll be back on at 6 p.m. I've even already have it. I think I've already wrote it, created the live stream for it. I'm not sure if it's the vertical. I think it's at the on the studio level. I think it's studio. Either ways, I'll definitely be here. So I'll see you all then.